This week, the girls and I are in New York City to rehearse for a Joffrey Ballet audition. Come on, ladies, let's go! For these little girls, this is a chance.
ALDC travels the world. Flashback compilation. When the Abby Lee Dance Company left Pittsburgh, they didn't just pack leotards and competition costumes. They packed chaos, too. Dance Moms fans know that when the ALDC travels, the meltdowns multiply, the drama goes global, and Abby Lee Miller turns every international stage into her personal war zone. Whether it's Aussie face-offs or Parisian panic, this flashback compilation captures every unhinged outburst, mom-on-mom brawl, and you call that dancing? Moment from the ALDC's wildest global adventures. Buckle up, this isn't just a dance tour, it's a reality TV world tour. Australia, welcome to the Thunderdome. When the ALDC landed in Australia, Abby landed in a mood. Maybe it was the 20-hour flight. Maybe it was the humidity. Maybe it was the local dance moms who dared to question her authority. Either way, things went off the rails immediately. Abby tried to command the room at a masterclass, but Aussie moms weren't here to play second fiddle. Back home, people know who I am. Abby snapped when one mom interrupted her. The mom responded, "Well, here we care about the dancing, not the drama." Oh, mistake. That set off a tirade complete with finger-pointing, dancer-tear-inducing yelling, and the iconic line, "You can take the girl out of Pittsburgh, but you can't take the passion out of me." Then came the competition. Abby had the team in a high-energy jazz routine called Welcome to the Jungle. The locals loved it, until Abby accused the judges of favoritism after the ALDC placed second. "Did they even watch the same performance?" she hissed. "I'm surrounded by amateurs in this hemisphere." Ireland. Tears, tantrums, and tight spaces. Ireland gave us one of the most memorable meltdowns in international dance moms history. From the moment Abby landed, nothing was to her standard. "This hotel is a glorified shoebox," she said, throwing a fit about the size of her suite. The moms were already over it, and rehearsal hadn't even started. Abby demanded an intense lyrical routine set to a hauntingly dramatic Irish ballad. The girls were struggling with the emotional depth, but Abby was only interested in one thing, winning. "I want to bring home a trophy and a Guinness," she quipped. "And only one of those is looking likely right now." The real fireworks went down during critiques. When a local judge complimented another team's authentic expression, Abby muttered, "Please?" They looked like they were being chased by leprechauns. The other moms were mortified, especially when Abby yelled at the judges again after the group placed third. Third? In a pub, maybe. France. The guillotine group number. Paris was supposed to be beautiful, elegant, refined. So naturally, Abby chose to do a French Revolution-themed group number complete with fake guillotines, corsets, and powdered wigs. Jill nearly fainted. "Are we really sending my daughter on stage to be executed in front of a French audience?" Yes. Yes, they were. The routine itself was brilliant, haunting, dramatic, technically challenging. The girls nailed it. But the venue? Not so much. Abby hated the small stage, complained about the lighting, and lost it over the sound system glitching mid-solo. "This isn't a performance," she snapped. "It's a tragedy." After the team placed second, Abby threw a full-blown tantrum in the wings. "I didn't come all the way to Paris to be disrespected by people who think ballet is the only real dance form," she yelled, storming off while the Eiffel Tower sparkled behind her. Iconic. The UK. Tea time and tension. Across the pond, things were just as dramatic. Abby clashed instantly with the British moms. They were polite, reserved, and not used to being shouted at by a woman in rhinestone sneakers. But Abby didn't tone it down one bit. "They talk in circles," she hissed. "Just say it, your kid's not as good as mine." The ALDC girls were set to compete against a prestigious UK team known for their precision. Abby whipped up a high-concept contemporary routine she called Britain's Burnt Bridges. It was abstract. Paige looked confused. Kendall nearly fell off a chair prop. Abby lost it. When the team only placed fourth, Abby blamed the monarchy. "It's the Queen's fault. This country has a problem with Americans, plain and simple." Holly nearly passed out from secondhand embarrassment. Asia tour, sushi, sobbing, and stage fights. Things got real intense in Asia. Abby expected perfection and wasn't shy about expressing it, even when local customs clashed with her control-freak tendencies. In Japan, she refused to take off her shoes in a traditional studio. "These are limited edition," she said. "They don't touch the floor." She created a lyrical piece called Sakura Dreams, inspired by cherry blossoms. But when Nia missed a lift in rehearsal, Abby exploded. "This isn't a nightmare. It's just embarrassing." The worst moment came in South Korea, where Abby accused a local team of copying one of her past routines. "That's my choreography, my vision, my legacy," she shrieked, confronting the team mid-backstage. The moms physically pulled her away before security had to get involved. It was an international incident, but make it dance. Italy, pizza, pirouettes, and pure fury. Ah, Italy. Land of pasta, passion, and fly panic. Abby was immediately annoyed that the hotel didn't have American pillows. Jill tried to lighten the mood with a when in Rome joke. Abby didn't laugh. This time, she chose a flamenco-inspired jazz number set to an operatic remix of La Traviata. It was a choice. The moms were confused. The girls were overwhelmed, and Abby was demanding 14-turn pirouettes on a tile floor. During the performance, Bryn's shoe slipped. Abby was livid. "You embarrassed me in front of an international panel of judges," she screamed backstage. Ashley jumped to her defense, triggering a yelling match so loud it drowned out the awards announcements. They placed second. Abby blamed the acoustics. These judges were too busy eating spaghetti to see the technique. Canada. Polite doesn't mean drama-free. Abby thought Canada would be a nice, easy break from the chaos. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. The moms were optimistic, until Abby told them the routine would involve props, lifts, and interpretive mime. "It's called the borderline," she explained. "It's about crossing into greatness or not." No one had any idea what that meant. The competition was tight, and the Canadian teams were clean and technical. Abby hated that. "Where's the fire? The sparkle? The rage?" she demanded. When ALDC placed third, Abby accused the judges of reverse nationalism. Melissa whispered, "I think she means they're biased against Americans." Abby roared, "Same thing." The Airport Chronicles, screaming at security. Let's not forget that half the drama wasn't even on stage. It was in the airport. Missed flights, lost costumes, screaming matches at customs. It was a full-blown circus. In Germany, Abby threw a tantrum when TSA made her remove her rhinestone boots. "They're not a weapon, they're fashion." In Spain, her suitcase broke on the tarmac, and she sobbed into a chill. In New Zealand, she got lost in the airport and blamed Kira. "I said left. You always go left." The moms developed a system. Take shifts babysitting Abby. First Melissa, then Jill, then Holly. They took turns soothing, translating, and distracting her with candy bars until the next gate opened. Abby Lee Miller takes her drama international. Abby Lee Miller is many things: choreographer, tyrant, reality TV legend, and now globetrotting drama queen. When Abby took the Abby Lee Dance Company International, fans hoped for cultural exchange, beautiful backdrops, and global dance inspiration. What they got was jet-lagged meltdowns, mom versus mom showdowns in foreign languages, and Abby's signature screaming matches, just with better scenery. From Australia to Ireland, the ALDC turned international competitions into televised train wrecks. And if you thought the drama stayed stateside, think again. Abby brought her full diva energy overseas, and every country got a taste of the chaos that is dance moms. Pittsburgh to Perth, Abby versus the Aussies. When the ALDC touched down in Australia, the drama hit the tarmac before the wheels did. Abby strutted off the plane like she was about to win an Emmy for Most Intimidating Tourist. With sunglasses, a neck pillow, and an attitude, she announced to the cameras, "I don't care what continent we're on, I want winners." Cue the Aussie dancers and moms, who were not ready for the whirlwind that is Abby Lee Miller. Local moms braced themselves as Abby critiqued everything from the way their kids pointed their toes to the way they styled their ponytails. One poor mom made the mistake of talking back and instantly found herself in Abby's firing line. "This isn't a barbecue, honey. It's a competition." Abby snapped, cutting through the tension like a steak knife at a cookout. The Australian team, understandably, was shocked. They weren't used to this level of intensity, and they definitely weren't used to Abby's style of discipline. But Abby didn't care. "I didn't fly 10,000 miles to lose to a bunch of kangaroo hoppers," she said, dead serious. And when one Aussie judge dared to give ALDC second place, Abby nearly combusted. "You call that judging?" she barked. "That was a popularity contest. You people wouldn't know technique if it hit you in the face with a boomerang." Irish eyes were crying. Next stop? Ireland. A land of leprechauns, green hills, and, thanks to Abby, intense emotional breakdowns. The moms were already exhausted from the flight, the time zone change, and Abby's relentless critiques. But Ireland brought out a new level of chaos. First, Abby had a full-blown panic attack over the hotel accommodations. "Where's the air conditioning? Where's the mini-fridge? I didn't come to Europe to sweat," she shrieked. Holly tried to calm her down with some tea, but Abby was having none of it. Tea won't fix this disaster. Then came the rehearsals. In a charming little Dublin dance studio, the ALDC girls were trying to learn a fast-paced lyrical number, and Abby was not impressed. "This is not Riverdance," she screamed. "Pick up your feet or get off my floor." The Irish competition itself was a mess. Abby was furious with the venue, annoyed by the judges, and insulted by the very vocal local audience. When a group of Irish moms booed her after a controversial critique, Abby turned around and yelled, "Go back to the pub." After the competition, she stormed out, claiming, "Ireland was a waste of my time." But the fans? Oh, they lived for it. Parisian pressure cooker. What happens when you mix high fashion, iconic landmarks, and Abby Lee Miller's stress levels? A Parisian meltdown for the ages. The moms were excited. Paris, Eiffel Tower, macarons. But Abby had one goal: to win. "This isn't a vacation. This is a battlefield," she warned. The moms tried to sneak out for some sightseeing mistake. Abby caught them posing for selfies on the Champs-Élysées and lost it. "While you're out there playing Emily in Paris, your daughters are butchering their turns," she yelled. "Do you think the judges care about your Instagram filters?" Rehearsals were intense, especially since Abby insisted on incorporating a French Revolution theme into the group number, complete with fake guillotines. The moms were horrified. "This is a kids' competition, not Les Miserables." Jill protested. Abby's response? "Well, if your kid keeps messing up, heads will roll." The actual competition didn't go as planned. Technical issues with the music, awkward costume malfunctions, and a stage that Abby declared smaller than my shoe closet sent her spiraling. After a disappointing second place, Abby screamed at the team in the dressing room, "You embarrassed me, in the fashion capital of the world." Abby in Asia, culture shock and chaos. When the ALDC took their talents to Asia, fans hoped Abby would embrace the cultural exchange. She did not. "What's with all the bows and courtesy?" she asked in Tokyo. "I'm not bowing unless I'm winning." Abby's lack of cultural sensitivity caused constant friction. She refused to remove her shoes in a Japanese dance studio, barked at local instructors, and complained about the food. "Where's the ranch dressing? Where's the chicken nuggets?" she whined during a traditional meal. But it was in South Korea where things really went off the rails. Abby was outraged that the local dance teams were so good. "How do they have cleaner lines than us?" she muttered. "Are they training in their sleep?" She accused the local judges of favoritism and even stormed the judges' table to confront them mid-competition, a huge cultural faux pas. The moms tried to pull her back, but Abby was in full dance warrior mode. "I will not be disrespected in another hemisphere." The incident went viral in Korea, with local headlines dubbing her the loud American coach. Abby didn't mind. "At least they spelled my name right," she shrugged. ALDC hits the UK tantrums and tight pirouettes. If anyone thought the UK might mellow Abby out, they were dead wrong. From the moment she landed, she was unimpressed. "It's raining. Again." "Shocker," she sneered. "Can I get an umbrella that's not from the dollar store?" Abby clashed hard with the British moms, who found her aggressive and overbearing. "Is she always this loud?" one mom whispered. Christy rolled her eyes. "This is her calm mode." The British dancers were strong, and that infuriated Abby. These kids don't smile. They don't perform. They're like tiny robots, she complained. But when one UK dancer outperformed her lead, Abby turned savage. She won because she's local. It's a rigged system. I'm over it. Meanwhile, the ALDC moms were trying and failing to enjoy tea and crumpets while Abby ranted about formations. The London competition ended with Abby storming off stage mid-awards ceremony, muttering something about how America does it better. The final destination, Abby versus the world. By the time the ALDC made it back home, the moms were done. They'd survived customs, culture shock, screaming fits, and Abby's refusal to read a map. We've danced on 5 continents, Holly sighed, and screamed on all of them. Melissa joked. This wasn't a world tour. It was a hostage situation with sequins. Still, the footage was gold. Fans couldn't get enough of Abby dragging suitcases, insulting international dance styles, and making enemies out of entire countries. Each episode was a chaotic cocktail of culture clash and competition, and Abby thrived in it. Because in Abby's mind, it wasn't about the plane rides or passports, it was about the trophies. And as she famously said, if I have to fly across the world to get one, I will, and I'll scream at whoever gets in my way.